Strap yourself in, brothers and sisters of the Imperium, because the drama has hit. With the announcement of Space Marine 3, there's a lot of questions out there, and rightly so there's a lot of questions, but I keep seeing people addressing the wrong issues and losing their minds over something that I don't think they understand. So hopefully in this video, I'm going to address that drama and address those issues and make it clear for you, and also talk a little bit more about the future of Space Marine 2 and Space Marine 3. So let's jump in and let's get waffling. So if you've been living under the rock for the past 24 hours, Space Marine 3 has been announced. Focus, Saber, Games Workshop, they all did a big social media announcement the other day saying Space Marine 3 is going to happen. And the feedback from this, from a small minority of people, have been concerned. People are like, well, what the hell's going on with Space Marine 2? Is Space Marine 2 dead now? This means no more updates to Space Marine 2, etc., etc. You know, this is too premature to announce a Space Marine 3 game. First things first, let me just say, Space Marine 3 was always going to happen with the success of Space Marine 2. If I did my maths right, Mathrak coming at you hard and fast, I think this game made around about £300+ million, and that's just off my maths. That's just off the base game itself. You know, I'm not talking about collector's editions or anything like that. So this game was a massive success, not only for Saber and Focus, but for Games Workshop itself. The game sold over 6 million copies, and that is still rising as well. I wouldn't be surprised if it hits 7-8 million copies in the next couple of years. So the game has been a massive success. So the announcement was always going to happen, either now or in the next couple of years. Adding to that, there's another massive reason why this game has been announced right now. And this is all due to stockholders, the share market, the companies themselves. This is what the investors want to hear. They know how successful Space Marine 2 has been, and they want to buy more shares in said companies. This is music to their ears, seeing, hey, this big game that we put out that has earned hundreds of millions of pounds, there's going to be another sequel to it now. This makes them happy. It makes them comfortable in the market. I think that is a big factor that a lot of people are not talking about with this. Yes, of course, Space Marine 3 was always going to be announced, like I said, but they've announced it now because of the stock market, the stonks going up, share prices, dividends, all that type of stuff. If you're familiar with that side of business, then I'm sure you'll understand how things like this do actually work. And the next concern is all about Space Marine 2 and what happens next with that game now. Because from the comments I've been seeing on my social medias with this announcement, with my videos I put out, is Space Marine 2 dead now? Are the developers not going to update it? It looks like it's a dead game now, Valrak. There's no point even playing it anymore. That is completely wrong. Space Marine 2 is going to still receive massive updates to make that game more fun, more playable, hopefully for more people, and add even more content into it. The developers themselves, if you want to watch the background of the channel, of the video right now, they stated over on their Discord, we'll share updates on the new title regarding Space Marine 3 when the time is right. For now, our focus remains on delivering the best possible content for Space Marine 2 players. That is what they're focusing on. Yes, Space Marine 3 will be in production, but that doesn't mean that Space Marine 2 is going to be left at the side of the road. There's so much content that Space Marine 2 still needs, and we're still waiting for the Blood Angels and etc. And for me, I've been a massive vocal voice on this about the actual PvP content in Space Marine 2. Right now, it doesn't hit the mark, but they've just launched a public test server where we have private lobbies now. That is one step in the right direction, but more maps are needed, more balance changes are needed, just more epicness is needed in that area. And I have full confidence that the developers will deliver on that. They're not just going to, again, leave this game at the side of the road, because if they did, then no one, or like people like me and you, will just say, well, hang on, why should we buy Space Marine 3 if you're literally just going to abandon it like you did with Space Marine 2? It'd make no sense. You don't eat or bite the hand that feeds you, right? And also a big thing is, with Space Marine 3 being announced, this doesn't mean it's going to happen next year or the year after. This game is literally going to be around 3 to 4 years away. I've been speaking to some of my Discord members, and we personally think that this game release is probably going to coincide with the release of 12th edition. We haven't had 11th edition yet, so we're looking around 4.5 years before this game is even out. 3 years possibly before we start seeing the marketing and the hype around it. That means we've got 3 years of content updates, new content, patches, buffs, new maps, etc. and stuff to happen to Space Marine 2. So I have no concerns. I don't think you should be concerned about Space Marine 2. I think the developers are going to be working hard on Space Marine 2 still and delivering that content that we all want and we all need. Now, before you all start calling me Shilrak and hang me on the wall like Sanguinius on the Vengeful Spirit, hear me out. Focus, Saber, they are not perfect. Yes, the game is not perfect. There's a lot more content that needs to be added, but I just want to address this. I just want to try and calm people down and say it's not as bad as people are making it out online. Yes, Space Marine 3 has been announced. Space Marine 3 will be coming. Hopefully, it's a bigger and better game than what Space Marine 2 was, because that's what we strive for, right? A bigger and a better experience than what we experienced before. That's what we all want. We want a bigger, cooler, more awesome Warhammer game, because we, the fans, then benefit from that. But I don't think that some of the drama that's going around saying like Space Marine 2 is dead, there's no point in playing it, is really a good talking point to have, because it's just people drumming up the fires, the flames and stuff, and at the end of the day, there's just no point in it. It's just a stupid way to go around it. Yes, Space Marine 3 is happening, but Space Marine 2 is not dead. It's still going on, and we are going to receive more and more content for it. Thanks for coming. Thanks for listening to me waffling. I'm sorry if I've chewed your ear off. If you've got any thoughts, feedback yourself, post it down below, and we can have a nice little chin wag down there. Post, I don't know, post some content ideas for Space Marine 2. Maybe the developers will see it and they'll spread it around and stuff like that. But yes, Space Marine 3 is coming. Space Marine 2 is far from dead, and I'm going to be jumping in and playing it as much as possible. I'm literally on the public test server right now, enjoying all the brand new content. See you in a bit. Have a great day, and bye-bye.